Hello folks, my name is Speezy, and today I will be diving into Discord. I know that it is a difficult thing. A lot of people have issues dealing with permissions, setting up channels, things of that nature. I've been doing Discord for about 2 years now. I've managed a few servers here and there. I've admin for a bunch. So that's where I think my expertise would really come in handy. You look on the internet and try to find anything about Discord, you just don't. You can't find anything. And if you can, it's in a Reddit forum from 5 years ago. It's not going to be updated stuff. What I'm teaching you today is all updated things that I know personally. Now bear with me. This will be my first ever YouTube video. Um, don't mind the mess in the back. That's all from this guy. I built a PC specifically for this. I was using a little laptop. You could see it right there behind this chair. Um, that was my guy for a long time. But now if I want to do this and I want to help you guys learn Discord, I had to step it up a little bit, so I decided to build my own PC. So that's what that stuff is back there. There's a lot more on this side. I have my mic over here. And I hope this goes well, because like I said, this is my first YouTube video, so I hope this teaches you guys a lot. And I am gonna say that this is going to be a little series. I'm not really sure how long it's gonna take me to do this. Um, but I'm not gonna try to make every single video extremely long. I do want to make it a series. We'll see how I release the videos. What I'd like to do is I'd like to fully make this Discord, and then have it ready to go, and then release the videos. But you guys will know by the time this first video comes out. So we'll see. This is the first time I'm diving into this. I haven't made a server in some time, so again, there might be some errors, but obviously I'll be able to fix those. You'll see everything happen pretty much live. I mean, obviously it's not live, but I don't know anything about editing. So these videos will be unedited until I can work that kind of stuff out. But this is as real as it gets. This is what's going on. So let's get started, okay? So first things first, we all know this part. We'll just do this. So I'm using a test account right now. Obviously, I'm not using my real account, but we'll go ahead and just name it. Yeah, if you guys want to leave it in the comments what a good name for the server should be. You guys are all going to be invited. Everybody that watches these videos, I'm going to leave a link in the description for how to join this server. Not 100% what this server is going to be used for, but there's definitely going to be information and stuff on there. I'm thinking about using it as a hub for moderators and admin and people that know how to use Discord to get in contact with other people that need you. So if you guys want to leave in the comments below what you think this server should be called, I'd appreciate that. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, to my channel. It helps a lot. I'm really trying to do this stuff full time. But you guys help it out. Okay, so here we are. Brand new server, Speezy server. Let's go. Text channels, voice channels. First thing I'm gonna dive into is permissions. So we'll go to server settings. We'll go to roles, and here is where you start creating roles. You'll create your admin roles, your moderation roles, your member roles, all of that stuff. And this is the heart of where all of your issues will start. I go into so many servers and I see people with all these roles having permissions, and I'm telling you, just watch these videos and you'll start to understand it. It's really stupid, but it's really hard at the same time, if that makes any sense to you. It's very easy to mess up. So first things first, I'll create myself a role. King. Haha. So of course I want to be the king. And we're going to, so you know on Discord how it shows the each role individually? That's what this button is. Okay. Now, since I am the king, I don't need these. I don't need any of these. I just need the admin perm. I just turn these off. I'm trying to do everything completely right so you guys can see everything. But these are immediate permissions that they'll give the first role. But all I need is this. That'll let me do everything I need to do. Don't need to do that. Okay. So there's that. And I'm going to make myself that role, of course, because, you know, let's see. If I could even do it, you know. There we go. Sometimes I'm a little slow. You'll realize that here soon. But I do know what I'm doing here. So the first role that I'm going to create is I'm going to create a verification role. This is going to be the role that when we get into that part, I'm going to set up a bot that essentially gives that role to a person when they verify. So that way, for security reasons, people can't just join your server and wreak havoc and, you know, get into that kind of malicious field. So we want to start with a verified role. So that's what I'm going to call it, verified. Now, this is the issue that people start to see. This is where permissions start to get wary. So right now I'm going to right from the beginning I'm going to clear the permissions, because on this thing, on this main permissions menu, you only want a few permissions given. Okay, you want the ability to view channels. You don't want this. Okay. Let's see, what else do I want? I think that's it. So you don't want these permissions, and I'll get into that here in a second. But so all I need for the verified is view channel. Okay. Now we're gonna go to everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and clear that permission as well. Everybody is not gonna be able to see the channels. Well, actually, I lied. Yeah. I'm sorry. Got confused. We're gonna go ahead and turn this on. Because you can turn that off at, you know, no, I lied. We're turning it off. Sorry, confused. Sorry, my brain was thinking. We're not turning that on. But I want you to think of this as a delegation. So whatever I give this role, above is going to have it as well. Okay? And that's where things start to get confusing for people, because if you if you decide to you know, give this one a specific permission, and you just run into issues. So it just make it easier on yourself. And if you're going to give any permissions, it has to be that everybody. Verified only needs this permission. At everybody, we're going to go ahead and give the permission to send messages. We're going to go ahead and give the permission to create an invite, because we want people to invite other people to our server. Now, these are channel delegations. These, whenever you make a channel, you will specifically delegate these depending on what you want. You don't want to click these permissions for any of these roles, because then you have to set up the opposite. You have to, it just makes more work for yourself. So save yourself the trouble, and unless you want them to be able to do these things throughout the entire server, don't click the permission for this section. Okay? It just save yourself trouble. Don't do it. I'll show you where to actually delegate these permissions wherever when you want somebody to use GIFs or send links and stuff like that. And okay, so I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, so we only want them to have 2 permissions: create an invite and send messages. And okay, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead and make our channels. So we'll start with we have general. Okay, we're gonna go in here, and this is going to be how you set up permissions for the whole thing. Let's go. We're gonna make this a private channel, and go to advanced permissions, and then we're gonna go verified. Okay, so now there's 2 roles, and this is pretty much how you need to have it amongst your entire channel, because when each person gets the verified role, then no matter what role they have, because of the delegation, they're always going to be able to see the channel. So you don't need to add all these additional, aesthetic roles, because, you'll have roles for certain parts of the channels, or, certain sections to unlock. If you have like, a special nitro role or a special boosting role, where they get specific access to special channels, then you would add those roles to this. But other than that, if they're public, not public, but they're public to verified members, then all you need is just these 2 things: verified and add everybody. Okay, so this is where we're gonna get into it. Okay. First of all, verified only needs 1 single permission, because again, like I told you before, the delegation. So everything that I give everybody, even though they're not able to see the channel, verified is. But everything that I give to everybody right here, they're going to be able to, verified is going to be able to do. And same thing with if you were to add like I was saying, like the booster or whatever other roles that need specific access, that would be this. Okay. All right. So you remember that we already set at everybody to be able to send messages in the other set of permissions. So I don't have to click this button. I don't have to turn this on. If I wanted them to not be able to send messages, I would click this. But because I've already turned it on, I don't need to mess with this. I don't need to touch that, and that's what this means. It means that it's going to the original permissions. So if you already have it turned on, you don't need to mess with it. If you have it turned on and you don't want it on, you have to click the X. If it's turned on, you can press the check mark, but there's no point. Just don't do it. It makes it a hassle. Don't mess with this stuff unless you have to. Again, create invite is checked green, so they're gonna be able to create an invite from this channel. None of these are checked. So if I want you to be able to send a GIF, or if I want you to be able to send pictures, and I want you to add reactions and emojis and stickers and stuff, I would click these buttons. Because if you remember, when I did the other permissions, I was saying that I didn't check these. I specifically didn't check these because, in general, I want people to be able to send GIFs, and I want people to be able to send pictures and stuff. But there are going to be channels that I don't want them to be able to do that, where I specifically only want text. So that's why you're doing individual delegations, because in general, I don't mind if you send GIFs. But if there's another channel I don't want you to be able to send GIFs, then I just don't have to touch it. I could just leave this like this is, and then they're not going to be able to send GIFs. They're not going to be able to send pictures or reactions or do any of this stuff. None of this stuff they're going to be able to do. You want them to be able to see the message history. Again, I do want them to be able to send these stickers and react to stuff and whatever. You do have to be careful about this. We'll get into bots and probably in another video. But this is where you would set up these permissions for this. You don't want to do it in the main roles. You want to do it here, so that way you can individually delegate it per channel. Now let's say that you want to turn this channel off. So I'm going to go ahead and save this real quick, because these permissions are done. I have nothing else to touch, because this is what I want them to be able to do. Again, they can say, even though this isn't turned on, they can still send messages. Okay, they for sure can send messages. Um, and again, verified only has that. Let's see, where was I going? All right, let's go ahead and make a few other roles. So I'm gonna make an admin role, and we'll change this up as it goes. I'm just doing this for time purposes. Yeah. We'll go with purple. I like, I like purple. And I'm going to bring this above verified because I want them to be able to mess with, the verified. They're above, whatever. You want to display that role separately. So whenever you give that out. And here is where you actually will give permissions out. So I'm actually going to go ahead and clear these real quick. And now admin are different. Admin and moderation roles are much different. When you want them to be able to see things and you want them to be able to do things, you don't want to manually go into each channel. Hold on, let me go back. You don't want to manually go into each channel, and because what I would have to do is essentially I would have to add admin and then give them each permission that I want them to be able to do. If I want them to be able to kick people and stuff like that, or I can't do that here, but if I want them to be able to manage the channel, there's just, it just takes too long. And that's why with admin roles and moderation roles, you want to go and mess with the permissions in here. So I want admins to be able to manage roles. I want them to be able to view the audit log. Obviously I want them to be able to create an invite, change their nickname. This is one that I don't like to give. I mean, it's up to you and how you want to do it, but I don't really want to give people the change nickname feature, because in servers I've seen that I've managed, that I've admined, I've seen people change their name into fake accounts and spam accounts and stuff like that, and so I mean it's really not that big of a deal, but I'm not going to give that feature as of now. I'll give it to the admin. Because at that point, if you're admin, I trust you. But verified, I'm not going to give that permission out. Maybe that'll be like when you get to level 5, you'll be able to change your name. Maybe that'll be something. And we'll get into level roles and all that stuff. I'll go into different bots and things that I use. So for sure. We're still going into these admin privs. We're going to go into manage nickname. We want them to be able to manage them. We want them to be able to kick, ban, and timeout members. We want them to be able to send messages. I'm not big on threads. I don't give anybody the ability to do threads, just because threads, I've seen too many issues happen with threads, so I just stay away from it. They can send this stuff whenever they want. Again, if they're admin, they've earned enough trust. I'm not worried about them sending malicious links and stuff like that. So that's fine. We want them to be able to mention everybody. We want them to be able to manage messages. We want them to, even though threads aren't really going to be a thing, just in case they are, if something messes up, we want them to be able to manage them so that way they can delete them. We want them to be able to reread message history. And you'll notice that I gave them that permission, but everybody does it in here. And again, that's because you don't want everybody to always be able to read the message history. There's going to be channels that you're going to have that you're going to want them to type something in, but you don't want them to see everybody else's response. And that's why you don't turn that on, because you can turn it on individually within the channel. So it's just something to think of. We want them to be able to use application commands. If we're having voice channels, they'll be able to connect and speak. Video's fine for them. They'll be able to mute and deafen people. We can move people, and so I'm going to talk a little bit about this permission real quick. I might possibly give this role that permission. I'm not sure yet. Um, but this permission is just like it says. This is a dangerous permission to grant. I've seen actually one of the first discords that I managed. I was given an admin permission. And they had no clue what this permission actually did. The role that I was, it actually had this permission. They had no clue what it was. If you give this permission out, and it's obviously if you're giving an admin perm, you're doing it because you trust the person. But one thing that I want to say is be careful because with this permission, whoever has this role can now add bots to your server. They can manage the server. They can kick people all they want. They can what's called a prune. If you see right here, if you hit that button. Let's say you have thousands of members, and they're inactive members or whatever. But it's something like that. They have access to literally everything you do as an account, as a server owner. I I'm gonna check real quick because I gotta look at Discord on my oh yeah, of course I logged into this test account on here. Let me see real quick if this gets it. I don't know if this mic picks up this my cat, but if you guys can hear my cat, I'm extremely sorry for that. She's just loud. I'm almost there. Let's see, settings. Okay, no, it does not look. So I cannot delete the server. But again, like I was saying, if you give that permission to anybody, they can wreak havoc on your server. So just be careful with that permission. Okay, so we're gonna go with. Give me a second. I gotta think about this. Again, this is my first time, so bear with me. Maybe next time I will get into bots and stuff. I'm just trying to think about how I want to do these channels and stuff because I don't want to just do anything. I don't want this voice channel. Okay. So I think what I'm actually gonna do is I might cut off the video here. Because we're getting on 22 minutes. Next time we're here, you're gonna see this is going to be full. I'm gonna have channels made. I think that I would just be better off doing it off camera because I think weird and sometimes it might take me a little bit. I'm gonna try to get the other video done tonight as well. But like I said, this is going on 23 minutes now, so I hope that covers everything. If you have any questions, if I didn't cover something, please leave it down in the comments. I will answer everybody and anybody's question as best as I can. I'm here to try to teach you what I know as best as I can. I'm not the best teacher, so bear with me a little bit. But like I said, we'll jump into pretty much everything in terms of Discord building. It's going to be kind of a little bit of a long series, I feel, because there's a lot into Discord building, a lot more than you would think. But that's where I think I'm going to leave off. I'll probably touch up on it again in the next video, but till then, guys, take care. Oh, if it'll cut off.